It is what it is, okay? We truth tell over here. We don't do no lies and all that other bullshit. He's a whore. Just like a female would be a whore, honey. If you can't settle down at a certain age and you want to be out here sleeping with any and everything all the time, and that makes you feel good about yourself, and you cannot hold down a steady relationship, and that's probably why it's not a lot of relationships right now and people can't find a man, because these niggas want to be whores. They just do. And that's what I call them. They whore ass niggas, and that's all it is. You know, that's why people can't find no damn man. On top of that, bitches is taking too much shit off of these damn niggas just for a half of a man. That's what you're doing. You're taking shit off a man to have a half a man and making it harder on somebody to get a whole fucking man, bitch. Okay? That's what you're doing. But that's a whole nother video. One thing I did like that Mendeecees, felt like my wig was slipping, girl. Anyway, it's not. Hey everybody, it's your girl Sassy Shantice. I'm coming back with another video. Yes, honey, back with another one, girl. Okay, honey, let's get into it. Couples Retreat, episode 3. Okay, so let's just get into it. The episode starts with the couples, they're leaving the Ring of Fire. And the Ring of Fire was couples sitting in the ring and just discussing their problems that they're having in their relationship. So they leave that and everything. And the one thing that Mendeecees and Yandy touched on in their relationship was the fact that Mendeecees was just feeling like neglected. You know, while Yandy was out handling all this business at home regularly, like you would do because you try and hold it down. He was complaining that she just, you know, she wasn't there like she should have been. That's how he feels. And so, you know, going into the episode, Yandy, you know, she seemed like she was ready. Like she was like, I slept on, you know, everything that was said last night and I got some shit to say basically. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she just like sitting there listening. She looked real like irritated. She trying to let him talk and say what he need to say. So he basically saying how I didn't mean to disrespect you because rewind from the last episode, she did ask him if the road was on the other foot, would you be there for me basically like I was for you in jail? And he was like, he don't know. You know, he just don't know if he could do that. So he was basically telling her, you know, I apologize for what I said to you. I didn't mean it in that way. But I was going through a lot in jail, you know, while life was going on outside of the prison, his life had just basically stopped. You know, he was missing his daughter's first steps and things like that. So, you know, he just felt like he was locked up and everything else was going on and he wasn't included. That's not her fault. And yet she really doesn't have any control over that. So Yandy was sitting there listening, you know what I mean? She was kind of, you know, irritated, if you will. And she was just, you know, she had a little funky disposition to it. She was just like, listening. She was like, okay, well, this is what I went through, you know, when you weren't here. I went through depression, you know, because I had to do a lot on my own. You know, I essentially was a single mother, you know, and I was in so much depression that I couldn't even produce milk to feed my child, our child, mind you, okay? So she was like, and then another thing, you know, when parent-teacher conference came, you know, everybody was there with their significant other except for me. They were holding hands, you know, teacher would ask me, you know, oh, where's the dad and stuff like that. And she was just like, look, telling people because she was like, she was embarrassed. And she was telling everybody, you know, he's away at a job and yeah, he'll be back. She was also saying that the kids to this day think that they were going to see daddy at work. So, you know, it was a lot on both parties. Now that I'm talking out loud about it because, you know, I watched the episode and I wrote my notes down. But just like Mendeecees was saying, it's basically two sides. And I always say that it's two sides to a story. But in this case, it really is. And I just think that they should accommodate each other's needs. You know what I mean? The best thing you can do in marriage, people, you hear me, okay? Because I've been married for almost 15 years now. The best thing you can do in a marriage, honey, okay, number one is to listen. You know, and that's one thing that I love that they did. They sat there and listened. But when Mendeecees felt like, you know, Yandy had said something that got under his skin, he wanted to bail out. He actually did leave. But just in general, he did sit there, listen to her gripes, and she listened to his. And that is very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you do nothing else in a marriage, you know, listen to what your partner is saying. They're not saying it and speaking it for no reason. They are hurting. They want you to hear them, and it's necessary, and their feelings are valid, and they mean something just because it's nothing to you. That's what he told her. She was like, well, I just feel like, you know, to me, that's minor, the way you felt about an email, you know, and I just feel like I was going through much more, you know, and just like he said, well, that was your experience. That was how you felt, you know, what about how I felt? And I just was with him on that, and it opened my eyes to, you know, really how he felt. Yeah, to her, it was a simple email and everything, everything, but he's sitting there wanting something back as well, a little bit more, you know. So I'm a little bit more open to what Mendeecees is saying. So I do believe that both parties should listen to both parties. You know, it's not a one-sided thing. The woman is not always right. You know, most of the time we right, girl. Most of the time we are right, honey. Don't get it twisted, girl. Okay, honey? Most of the time we are right, but you still have to listen a person out. And sometimes you have to just agree to disagree. It's nothing to just say, okay, you know what? We're having a disagreement. What you think, I understand. I think this way. There's nothing we can do about it, and move on. This is just what I do in my marriage, and I've been married successfully for 15 years, you know. So anyway, let's move on. So y'all, you know, I really do think Delicious is really sexy. She's attractive. You know, she is a sex symbol, you know, but I think that sometimes people take the sex symbol thing, you know, too far. You know, be mindful and careful of the way that you portray yourself. And personally, I think, this is just me, this is just my opinion, I think Delicious is taking this sex symbol thing too far. You know, maybe it's all that she has or all that she, you know, embodies and everything else, but I don't know how far that'll take you in life. And it's like, to be honest, it's just for me. I mean, I'm not a man, but it's kind of a turn off, you know, if that's your whole vibe with everything, you know, and that's what she portrays. So y'all, the next scene sets up with the girls all around the pool. You know, everybody's looking nice, you know, dressed to the T. One thing that I noticed was Rashida looked dumb as shit, and it was bothering me. I thought that she was just looking kind of crazy, you know, and I'm going to put a picture up right here. Like, her hair was really, really red, which is fine. You know, I wear all types of wigs. I have a couple red wigs. Nothing wrong with that. But it was just the whole vibe of how everything looked. She had the red wig with the black roots. Then she had these like big ass glasses on that was just like 10 times her face, her eyes, you know, and then they were black and white. And then she had some, like, her face just looked like so swallowed up in these glasses, and she was acting like she was trying to, girl, what's the tea? What's the tea? She was just doing too much. I know I can do a lot, you know, sometimes, girl, but I've always been like that, honey. It's never a put on, honey. This is who I am. This is who Donna Hampton is. Sassy Shantice, whatever y'all want to call her, whatever I call her, because Shantice is my middle name, and yes, I'm sassy, honey. You hear me? But at the end of the day, it's not a put on. It is who I am. It just felt like Rashida was doing the most. She was like, oh, what's the tea? What's the tea? And looking all crazy, looking like her lips about to collapse, looking all old. And I was just like, bitch, you need to, like, do something else. Like, it just wasn't cute, y'all. And I ain't doing no hate now. Hey, I will be the first one to say, you know, bitch, you doing the damn thing, honey. Oh, and that's cute. You know what I'm saying? Let a bitch know that's cute. All that. That right there, what y'all saw, y'all see it, was like not even, you know, and then y'all can't see really how she was being. It was just, what's the tea? What's the tea? Looking all old, bitch. Anyway, so Rashida's asking Delicious, honey, what's the tea? What's the tea? And so Delicious pressed to tell her. You know what I'm saying? She is so fucking pressed to tell her. I'm like, okay, go ahead and tell her. What is it? She was like, what's the tea about in the Gucci store, girl? And so Delicious like, oh yeah, her and Raymond was in the Gucci store. And so he has a shopper who shops for him. So they were going around the store. Delicious was like, you know, he saw me being all touchy-feely with Raymond. And he whistled and he was like, you know, don't nobody come back here but me, so y'all good. You know what I mean? And so she was like, oh, okay. So basically he gave her the fucking green light to go fuck in the damn, you know, back dressing room. I was judging. I'm not even going to be fake. I mean, you know, me and my husband has done things, but at the end of the day, bitch, I just think at that age, like at this age, you would not catch me doing what I did. Okay? Because at a certain age, you need to be able to conduct yourself in a more ladylike way. You know what I mean? I just feel like, bitch, you doing all that. Now, Delicious is, to me, I think she probably my age. She might be like 2 or 3 years young. I was just like, damn, that's kind of like hoish to just like fuck somebody in the Gucci store. That just was unladylike. I wouldn't want him to judge me like, you know, this is what I do. Like, I just thought it was kind of raunchy and stupid. I don't know if it was pressed for to get a bag. I don't know if she was pressed for, well, I know what she was pressed about because she said it. She was like, and I'm going to read what she said. So this is what she said, y'all. She told him, what you heard about me, I'm about to show you that shit is real. When I want it to be, and I want it to be right now. And he was like, well, we in the store. And she was like, and the door is locked. Like, coming at him hard, like, that's how she go. Like, it's some just out here, y'all, that be going at niggas like that. And so I was like, oh my God. I was like, is she serious? Like, that's some shit like a nigga would do. Like, come at somebody like, what's up? That's how she was coming at him, and he was with it. Of course, a nigga gonna be with it, but at the same time, like, bitch, calm the fuck down. Like, it's not that damn serious. Or is it? Because are you on some type of hoe shit, or are you just like a nympho, or like how can you not control yourself in the store? And like I said, it wasn't about control. It was basically about she's going to live up to this sex symbol thing, and that's what I mentioned earlier about the sex symbol thing. Like, all these Instagram models and everybody acting like so voluptuous and irresistible and all this other stuff. Be careful what you portray, because you're going to have to live up to that. Now, your girl here, honey. Okay, girl. I am already sexy. You know what I'm saying? Without this wig, eyelashes, chopstick, everything else. I already know, always have been, honey. But the thing about me, I do not reek of sex. And that's just how it is, you know? So if I portray that, that's fine. You know, sexy, but sex symbol is a whole nother different thing. So she's saying that she basically want him to be the alpha male and to take charge of her. But bitch, how somebody supposed to take charge of every time they look? You're taking charge. You're all over the situation, okay? The situation, honey. You always all over the situation at hand. You always ready to go. You always on go. Why don't you sit back and let a nigga come at you? Why you can't be like, yeah, and sit over there properly, cute, nice, and just be who you are and let him come? Like, how much do you chase somebody around for some D? Like, that's crazy. That's nasty, crazy, nympho. That's just my opinion. This is my channel. Who don't like it, I don't care. But this is what I think. I think it's nasty for a woman to be chasing a man around for some sex. That's dumb. Who does that? And is that all you have to give? That's another thing. Like, if that's your whole vibe, your whole being, your whole makeup, the whole thing of how you portray yourself, then, like, what the hell are you good for? You're not showing him any of your qualities. You're a lady. You can control yourself. Like, how is he not going to think that if you go out with your friends? How is he supposed to trust that if you go out with your friends, you ain't going to be, like, spreading it low and wide? Because, y'all, this wasn't even her husband at the time. You know, she was trying to get him to be her husband, I guess. This is what she was trying to do. So, y'all, Mendices brings in a male coach for the guys, you know. And everybody's like, where's AJ? Where's AJ? And Michael is just like, look, we need to just let AJ chill. He has a big ego. People like Ray J who don't want to really like his stuff. And when you tell them something wrong and all that, they walk up. You just have to let them be, because, yeah, he's suffering from that. He has a big ego. And just leave him alone for now. So, again, y'all, we go back to Raymond basically saying that Delicious is too hot to handle. Like, this chick is just too much for me. This is what he's saying for me. He's basically telling the life coach that, look, she's too much for me. She wants me to be, like, all over her, this alpha male, and taking charge, getting her together and all this stuff. But she keeps coming on to me real hard, and I really don't know how to tone that down. Like, she is also loud and boisterous. That's how he did, loud and boisterous. And it seems as if, to me, he can't handle her. You know, she's just too much. She does too much, and they are not on the same accord. It looks like to me that, I mentioned this before, y'all, I really don't think that she is his type. You know, and I knew that I could see it. It's just, he's very quiet and reserved and very sit backish and just soft spoken kind of. You know, he's a nice guy, just calm. And she is very outspoken and over the top and sexual, very open, where she just tells it all. And they're just different, you know. And a lot of times opposites do attract, you know, and it works, you know. But at the same time, it just seems like too opposite. You know what I mean? It just seems like too opposite, and it's just not going to work. So he's telling the life coach that, you know, this is just basically beyond me. Like, what should I do? And the coach is giving him, like, this advice that doesn't really make sense to me. He basically was telling him to be positive. And what else he say? Show her respect, and so she won't be defiant. Like, what the hell? Like, are we trying to train a dog? Like, I just couldn't understand the advice that he was giving Raymond. And it was confusing. And I asked my husband, and it was just like he went all around the bush about it. I'm like, you still not telling me what he's saying. So, y'all, I don't know. Watch the episode. I can't really say what advice. Personally, my husband was saying that he's basically giving him advice for a person who is like, you can train to be that way. Like, it just seems like Delicious is not really trainable to let him lead the way in that way, in such a soft way that the doctor is saying. It is, to me, it's all confused. It was kind of confusing. I think my husband explained it in a good way, but it's like he was saying, it's not the right advice for Delicious. It's just not. And y'all, that's really sad because Raymond said, and I felt bad for him. He was just like, I can't get in sync with Delicious. Like, I don't know what to do, and I hope somebody comes along. Maybe that lady will help them. You know what I mean? That'll be nice. AJ. Maybe she'll help them. And I think she will. I'm curious to see how that works because I do want them to work. I don't think it's going to work because of they have different sex drives. And that's important, y'all. Your mate should have the same or not or close to the same sex drive because you're going to have a problem if it's not. Just putting that out there. And like I said, I'm not no marriage counselor or expert, but I have been married for 15 years and I know that. You know what I mean? It can go off and on, the wanting to do it and everything. But at the end of the day, when you come together and you ready for him and he ready for you because y'all mesh like that and it just go like that, that's a special thing. And I really don't think that they had that. I think that she's just too forward with it and too boisterous about it, like he said, and just all over it and not even having a chance to step up and be the man that he needs to be for her. How can you keep asking somebody to do this and be this way and be this way when you is sitting up there, you're doing everything? Like, calm down first, and then maybe somebody will be able to give you that. But I don't really see her calming down because that's who she is, So next thing that was interesting is Michael. Michael tells the group about his mother and how his mother had left their dad. And basically, he has 6 brothers and sisters other than himself, so it's 7 of them. So basically how his mother left his dad and changed their last names for him to never find or be in touch with them again. Just like some really evil shit. So he basically was saying that, I've really felt unloved all my life. And I can't even imagine because, this bitch got 7 kids and you did some evil shit gonna change their name. So who is this bitch? Like, that's crazy to do to your kids. And he was even saying that, his father died and he didn't feel anything because he didn't even know the nigga. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of weird and very cruel to do to your kids. So they would never find their father, or their father would never find them. No wonder he act like that. And he said he was like, and I just feel like it's hard for me to love somebody and I can't love. And he probably also feels unlovable. How about that? Rod and his girlfriend was saying how, these bitches be calling him, saying, hey, I want some dick, and he'll call him back and give it to him. So he's just taking anything because somebody wants him. He's glad that he feels like somebody wants him, and it's crazy how he's being a whore. That's all he said. And I'm not even being funny, y'all. I said it on my last video. Michael Blackson is really being a whore because he's no different than a female who is a whore. He's not. He has the messed up background where he wasn't loved, doesn't feel loved, daddy wasn't in the picture, mommy was some shit, and he don't feel good about himself. He need other people to be in his corner and always be around and make him feel like he's something because he feels like shit, no different than the bitch on the pole. If that's what they doing because their environment was like that. He's no different. So let's just, like Ayanna said, honey, call a thing, and that's what it is. Michael Blackson is a whore because of his background, and I'm not being insensitive about it. I'm just saying, people quick, and that's the shit I was telling my husband. People are quick to act like, oh, she this, she that, oh, she a whore. She do this, she did this, she always sleeping around, she always trying to fuck, she always wants some money. All this type of shit that y'all want to say about females, but this nigga is a whole entire whore. A whole entire whole. But when y'all do it, when males do it, it's okay. And it's laughed at, it's applauded, it's funny, it's like you got all this clout, you know what I mean? You're the man and all this stuff. But the minute a female do it, then there's something wrong with it. And she's a whore. Call a thing, like I said, like Ayanna said. And yeah, it is what it is. Michael Blackson is a whore, honey. Okay? And that doesn't change. Love him to death. He's very funny. It is what it is. Okay? We truth tell over here. We don't do no lies and all that other bullshit. He's a whore. Just like a female would be a whore, honey. That's why people can't find no damn man. On top of that, bitches is taking too much shit off of these damn niggas just for a half of a man. That's what you're doing. You're taking shit off a man to have a half a man and making it harder on somebody to get a whole fucking man, bitch. Okay? That's what you're doing. But that's a whole nother video. Moving on. One thing I did like them in DC's, felt like my wig was slipping, girl. Anyway, it's not. Okay. No, the one thing that Mendices chimed in on when the life coach was talking to Michael, I loved it what he said. You don't really know what you have until it's gone. Don't let her leave before you compromise. And I thought that was priceless out of all the information that the life coach was giving him, which it wasn't much. But, and like I said, I couldn't really decipher what the fuck he was trying to say. But I thought Mendices just nailed it with that. Look, bitch, okay? All this shit you talking, okay, I understand that. The thing about it is, handle your business. You a grown damn man, okay? All that crying and sulking, don't nobody want to hear no more, girl. Okay, honey? What you need to do, girl, is calm the fuck down. You need to get rid of all them bitches. And you need to watch what you're doing because she could fuck around and leave. He's saying to him, you thinking what you got sweet, but wait until she leave, then you're going to be messed up. That's what Mendices said. You know, and I agree. You keep on playing with Rada and she gonna be gone. You already said that Rada is this, Rada is that. She always had your back on stuff. She's so understanding, she's so caring and everything else. And you willing Rada to leave you and you gonna keep on telling her, well, this is what you agreed to, this is what you agreed to. No, bitch. No, bitch, I'm telling you that I don't like it anymore. And you need to stop. And if you don't stop, then this thing can be over because no more. I'm tired, honey, tired. And I cannot do this no more. And then, y'all, Michael looked like he was really paying attention to what Mendices was saying. You know, so maybe it'll sink in. I don't know. But, yeah, that was kind of messy. The way Michael mother did her kids, like, who does that? Like, bam ass bitch. Like, you mad at a nigga, so you gonna make your kids suffer for the rest of their life? Bitch, get over it. So, y'all, at the end of this little episode of the life coach helping all the guys, he basically wants them to recreate your first date. Go back to that space where all of this stuff that you're going through didn't matter, wasn't there, you know, and see if you can reconnect in that way. I thought that was good, and y'all, the dates were really good. Fast forward to Delicious and Raymond again. Y'all, they sitting at the table and I guess Raymond is trying to, you know, be the gentleman. And he's like, oh, what is it that you like to do? And she gonna say, you. Girl, if you don't start playing with people like that, he just blushed, you know what I mean? And he looked like he was like liking it or whatever and he enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, like he basically said later on, okay, let's just cut the shit. Like, let's be here. We said we would be here, try to like talk. And she was like, but this is how it started off. You the gentleman and me coming at you like this. You know, so basically she's saying this is what it is. This is what we did. And what are you asking me for? So he's trying to be, you know, the gentleman and nice and everything. Everything she said, y'all, came right back to sex. Like everything, and you know, I can edit this. You know, I can edit anything I want. You know, when I'm doing my videos, like they could just edit stuff and make her look in a certain way. But I don't know, it just seemed like that's who she is. So he starts blushing and looks like he no longer has no control, basically. That's what I wrote. He just looked like a little boy again, like all over again, which is actually good now that I'm saying it out loud. You know, it doesn't seem as bad. But if you're working on something and your marriage is not in line with what's going on, then it's not good. You know, so they're there in an intimate setting and it's not supposed to be me pulling you in as a female to have sex. I mean, it can be, but this is one of the issues that we have. And so why don't we try something different? Why don't you stop coming at me so hard so that I can try to come at you so hard and you can feel like I'm in control like you wanted to be? Is this some type of like adolescent show where, you know, you playing games like some Black Ink shit where y'all like being young and y'all having a back and forth games, like, or is this like a real marriage and y'all trying to work shit out? Because, you know, he just fell right back into the blushing and the giving her power all over again, and she's loving it and you're not, because you're gonna go back and be mad that she's treating you basically like a little bitch and you don't like it. So why don't you tell her to do something different? Which he did try, but the shit ain't working. So next, y'all, is Michael and Rada. They kind of my favorite couple. I want them to work. You know, I really want them to work. So Michael Blackson said he ready to do a date with Rada, honey, with no bitches, wine, and grapes. It's just us three here. No bitches, because he said on the first time they went on a date, then it was bitches all around anyway for him. He said when he met her, he had 3 side chicks. But he said she's different and she's the best woman he's been with in his whole entire life, and so caring and understanding and loving. Oh, girl. That is so nice and cute. Isn't it? Bitch, why don't you get it together? You know this. Listen to what Mendices is saying to you, girl. Listen, honey. All of the bitches that you are around and that you think want you do not want you. They're using you. You know that, right? You're saying that you have a female that has been there for you, that she understands you, she loves you, and all of this stuff. And are you really going to continue to treat her in this way and keep messing with all these different bitches and not be there for her? You can ready let her walk out the door. Is that you? We don't know. We're going to have to find out. So after he said, tonight, we're gonna have us, the wine and the grape. She gonna say just tonight. Bitch, calm down. Like, calm down. Be in the moment. You know, I don't know why these people are in the moment and not trying to work on stuff. Now, that was, I felt like jumping overboard with her saying just tonight, only because you're moving in baby steps. This nigga has whole human beings on the side of your relationship. Okay? And you are asking him if tonight is the only, just tonight, this is what you want, just tonight. Calm the fuck down and meet people halfway. And I'm not being on Michael's side, but at the end of the day, let's take baby steps toward what we need. This is what the situation is, y'all. I'm just reporting it. I'm just saying how, you know, how you can try to move forward for the things that you want. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Not with no Michael. He's hurting because of a mother. And I don't know if nobody else knows. If somebody is hurting over a mother, they have a lot of work to do in their own life to try to make you happy. So you need to like kind of pipe down too. Her and Delicious needs to pipe down, you know, and act accordingly, because it's not going to go well for y'all. You know what I mean? It's really not going to go well for y'all. Rada, if you think that this shit is going to be overnight and it's going to be over and he just going to be like, okay, no bitches and that's it, you sadly mistaken, because if in fact this, at the end of this, these episodes, he decides, yeah, okay, I decide, and they gonna put roses all around, be playing a little music in the background. Oh yeah, I decided that Rod is this, Rod is that. I'm going to just abide by what she needs and what she wants. Okay. Wait, I wouldn't trust it. And I would say what needs to happen is he needs to say, because she also was saying, this is another thing. She was also saying that it's one particular side bitch that she's getting tired of. And this girl has been texting her and calling her and harassing her. And Michael knows about it. And Michael was like, yeah, he understands that that's hurting her. And he needs to get that under control. So if you can start out with separating yourself from her, Michael, first. You know, this is what needs to happen, y'all. He needs to separate himself first from this girl who is harassing Rada first, you know, and then eventually wing each bitch off, honey. Okay? That's what he needs to do. Or just like let them go after a while, but after he got rid of this main side bitch. I don't know. So I guess Rada is the bottom bitch, and then the one who's harassing her is the bottom side bitch. I don't know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? These are just my titles I'm making up. But yeah, he needs to get rid of her first, because that is a problem along with the other bitches. But I don't know how this is gonna go, but I know one motherfucking thing. If all these episodes ends up with him acting like he gonna be faithful with her, and you know he's never gonna do any of that anymore. He's not gonna contact them. If they call him, he's not gonna go give him no D. All that. I would not even begin to believe him. I wouldn't even begin to believe him, because it's a lie. Ain't nobody stopping cold turkey just like that. So, yeah. So he asked her, you know, what is it that you want? And she was like, you know, I just want something with more substance. I'm tired of doing this type of life. And I love you. Like, and he like, well, he keeps saying, but you agreed, Rada. You agreed, Rada. Stop saying that shit to me, because that doesn't matter right now. It's like he's trying to stick it to her that you agreed. We had an agreement. We had a contract. This is what it is. Okay, why don't I be so mad? I be like, Rada, just say it. Like, tell him to stop saying that to you, because he keeps saying it because he's trying to make you remember, this is what you said. That's basically not the issue at hand right now. So stop saying that shit to me. I'm telling you what I want. You need to tell me yay or nay, and let's move on. But to keep trying to hold somebody to the contract that they can have side bitches and keep other bitches in our relationship is wrong. Address the situation. And that's what Michael doesn't want to do, y'all. You know, he's still not trying to address the situation. And y'all can see in the next episode, because they played what's coming on next time. He's just like, I don't know, like that's a bit much for me to be doing that. And he's still looking crazy, and you know, this shit gonna go left. That's all I know. This shit is gonna go left, and I can't see him doing it. And like I said, at the end of it, if he bullshit her and tell her, yeah, I'm gonna stop, that's gonna be that's not gonna happen, Captain. It's not gonna happen. Ain't nobody dropping all these people to make them feel good about themselves off. Ain't nobody doing that and settle for one. That's gonna be hard for him. He's been doing that for a long time. I think he in his like late 30s. You know, and that's another thing. You in your late 30s having all this stuff, like, how much do people do? Y'all, it probably is some old men out here acting like that. I wouldn't put it past them. It's probably some old men out here acting like that. But personally, yeah, I don't know nothing about that lifestyle. Don't agree with that lifestyle. I like my one husband, and hopefully he likes his one wife. And yeah, we good, because that type of shit is crazy. And you think he probably think he loving himself, and he's getting a lot of attention and everything else. But when that girl Rada leave, he gonna be sadly mistaken. I hope he hear everything Mendeecees said to him. But y'all, until the next time, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. Please hit like. Please subscribe to my channel, y'all. I do these reality videos. I do review clothes and shoes. And whatever I feel like reviewing. The next video is going to be what I got for Mother's Day. So that's going to be really interesting. So y'all, stay tuned for that. And I will see you ladies later, and gents. Bye.